$110 is a very good thing. We have more than doubled our lifetime memberships this year. The concern on the long-term horizon is that at some point, our annual paying members will go below what our lifetime members are, and that is what I consider the death spiral. It's the death of an association when your lifetime members actually exceed your annual dues paying members. We're not going to see that for another couple of years, but we need to be cognizant of that. Once that happens, we still have to service those lifetime members for the long term. We need to make sure that we secure that money, and there is a bylaws increase or a bylaws change that I submitted. I believe that the bylaws committee talked about that this morning. Is that correct? All right. The audit for 2014 addressed our restricted reserve and our lifetime dues as a concern that we're not deferring our lifetime membership dues. We need to make sure that that money is protected for the long term to make sure we take care of our people. Short and long-term concerns. The number one concern for me right now, We Care for America will die in the next 6 months as far as finances go. I don't know how else to say it. We've glossed over it for the last probably 4 or 5 years. Hey, we'll be okay. We'll just start doing a little more fundraising, things like that. We've said that for the last 5 years. We're there, all right? It's a pumpkin. We're midnight. Everything's done. We have to decide what we're going to do with We Care for America. You as the membership are going to tell us whether we keep it going, we change the vision of it, where are we going, or do we kill it altogether? I ask, and I've talked to the President, that we refer this to the Ways and Means Committee meeting tomorrow to talk with people, see if we can't come up with a way to generate more money to make sure that that's a viable option. If not, we're really going to have to come down to a determination by the end of 2014 whether we keep it or turn it away. Lifetime membership versus annual dues, I've talked about that. The last concern is a very good thing. Our partners in EANGUS have offered us space in the National Guard Memorial Building. All right, it is a very good thing for us. It makes us better partners for what we do on the Hill. However, we need to make sure that we take care of the devil in the details as far as money coming in, money going out. What do we do with our building? That is real property that we own. We need to make sure that we manage it responsibly. Mr. President, that concludes my report. What are your questions? If you have any specific questions, I am holding a town hall meeting tomorrow, Treasurer's Town Hall. I'll have myself, I'll have the Finance Committee Chair, Mariah Cruz, if she's available. I'll also have our accountant. So if you guys have specific questions on where we are at in the budget, right down to where did you and the President go on your trip and blah, 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 we can pull that up. You guys can see that actually all his expenses are real and true. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, and the only comment I'll make to the Treasurer's report is he's right. If everybody all of a sudden in the association this year decides to buy a lifetime membership, 10 years, 11 years from now, we're not going to get any more money in from those folks. I got it. But if we're in a death spiral, it's because you stopped getting lifetime memberships next year and more lifetime memberships the year after that. There's a never-ending supply of guardsmen that can get lifetime memberships. Just because you bought one today doesn't mean we're never going to get another lifetime membership. That's on y'all if you don't go get them, so my only comment, but I do appreciate you. I will now call on the Credentials and Rules Committee report update from Master Sergeant Daniel Riley. First Sergeant.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Conference Committee on Credentials and Rules met on August 10th at the Indianapolis Convention Center from 08 to 1000 hours. Delegate badges were issued as follows. Authorized delegates 284, issued badges 233, proxies granted 47 for a total of 280 delegate votes. The following states and territories do not have credentials issued: Michigan and the Virgin Islands. Mr. President, this concludes my report.
So this is a committee report, does not require any action without objection. The report will be filed. I will now call on the Nominations Committee interim report from Chief Master Sergeant Stephen Burris.
Thank you, Mr. President. This morning, the Nominations Committee met briefly, and we currently have the following nominations received. Area 1 for Air, Dan Riley. Area 1 for Army, Claudia Magna. Area 2 for Air, Thomas Myers. Area 2 Army, Velda Sai. Area 2 Army, Terry Handy. Area 3 Air, Judy Holland. Area 3 Air, Chris Brown. Area 3 Army, Don Wood. Area 4 Air, Sherilyn Hedlinger. Area 4 Army, Jeff Frisbee. Area 5 Air, Jesse Wayland. Area 5 Army, I do have one, but we have not completely validated everyone that I've received this morning, so this will be finished this afternoon. Area 6 Air, Robert Bourne. Area 6 Air, Joseph Guband. Area 6 Air, Steve Visenhaler. Area 6 Army, Bernardo Acosta. Area 6 Army, Todd Perry. Area 7 Air, Ethan Toyama. And Area 7 Army, Andrew Strauss. Mr. President, this report contains only a statement of fact and information for the Assembly.
So this is a committee report, does not require any action, so without objection, the report will be filed. For those of you that are thinking about running, the board, your current board, is all on board with emphasizing some expectations on raising money. If your board of directors, if your executive council is now out looking out for the bottom line of this association, who's going to do it if it's not us, right? So those of you that are interested in running, understand this. You need to come packing. So, I'll leave it there. I will now ask the Secretary if we have any administrative announcements before ending today's session. All right, well, I have one. So the bylaws state that the President determines the number of voting members of the Bylaws Committee. Okay, all right. So the President determines the number of voting members of the Bylaws Committee. And it has been determined that each area will get 2 voting members in the committee. So you all need to talk in your caucuses about how you want your representatives to vote in the bylaws. In years past, the reason we're making this announcement, in years past, I think we allowed one state, so you had 54 people in the room and all voting and all that. So we're not trying to stifle anything. We're trying to just trim things down just a bit to make it a manageable committee is all we're doing. If you don't like it this year and we want to change it, hey man, we'll change it next year. No sweat. All right. Does the host state have any announcements? All right. All right. I think we had a productive day. I think we're on schedule. Continue to enjoy the exhibits. Please go visit the exhibitors. Do what you did yesterday. We do this 3 days in a row. We will crush it. Don't forget that the Junior Enlisted event is at the Indianapolis Colts Grill Cafe. And we stand in recess until tomorrow, Tuesday, 12 August at 10:15 hours. We're in recess.